Hey everyone, and welcome to another video. So bad news, I got burn-in on my S95B OLED from Samsung after 3 months of owning this specific panel. Yeah, it sucks. One day I was changing out some cables on my computer, happened to glance at my TV while I was in screensaver mode and noticed my taskbar had burnt in. Not the icons on the taskbar, no, not the desktop icons, not the toolbar from Google Chrome, no, the Windows taskbar itself. Yeah. I also, later on, when doing a burn-in test, I also noticed that there was a slight discoloration on the top right corner of my screen where the Google Chrome profile picture it usually is. So yeah, that also sucked. The primary reason this happened, and it's not the panel's fault, it's actually user error, or specifically my own fault, but also a little bit of Samsung's fault. And that is that this TV, I kept it on firmware 12.11. Firmware 12.11 has a brightness bug, and it will constantly put out a huge amount of brightness, like a constant high peak brightness. And that high peak brightness will superheat this panel. Obviously, organic matter plus super heat don't mix well. So for everyone out there who's still on firmware 12.11, don't be. Like, upgrade to the latest firmware to save yourself some hassle and problems. Now, my settings are very conservative, and I will show you in a second my settings. I have kept my TV at standard definition. I don't use HDR, and I've kept it like that always. So by all means, like, the amount of technical nits that this TV should be putting out should be around a maximum of 300 nits, 300 to 400 nits. There's no reason why it should have happened. Actually, it might even be less. But once again, as was mentioned, there is a bug in 12.11 in regards to brightness, and it was constantly putting out the maximum amount of brightness at a constant rate for all the small little things on the taskbar. And yeah, it sucks. Now, in regards to the discoloration in the corner where the Google Chrome profile picture is, the profile picture that I was using was a picture of Eris from Jobless Reincarnation. And Eris, as everyone should know, has red hair, bright red hair. So a picture that was technically not really moving, bright red hair, and we all know in regards to OLED technology that the red subpixel tends to burn out faster. Yeah. As you're gonna see in a second, my settings are very conservative. I don't use HDR. I haven't used HDR at all the entire time I've owned this TV, or this specific panel anyway. I have always used it at standard definition. So yeah. And why I keep saying this specific panel is because my original panel, which I did my original review as the original review videos for this TV, that specific panel developed tons of dead pixels, and I ended up having to change that TV for this one. So this is a totally different panel from those videos. Like I said, it really sucks. But once again, it's mostly user error on my part for not upgrading to the latest firmware when I had the chance, or should have done it, you know. But also at the same time, it's some of the blame also lies on Samsung themselves for not only putting out a buggy firmware, but also not putting in a heatsink for this TV. So it's, yeah. But anyway, let's go ahead and show you not only the burn-in, but also my settings. This is the burn-in. As you can see on the right side corner, bottom corner, my taskbar has been darkened, burned in. It's really interesting. And the kicker of it all is that if you go to the left side corner, it's a brighten, light burn-in. It's incredible. It's easier to see the burn-in on a gray screen than it is on actual color screens. So that's the reason why. Up here, there's a red discoloration where the Google Chrome profile usually is. I don't know if the camera's picking it up very well, so it is what it is, but this is probably the clearest evidence right here in the bottom of actual burn-in. Let's go ahead and review my TV settings that it's been set to for the last 3 months. And on my picture settings, brightness is set to 40, 48, 11, 15. Contrast enhancer is off. And pick brightness is off. And in panel care, I have spatial shift and logo brightness set to high. So it's a very unfortunate thing, as I mentioned before. I've not used HDR on this specific panel. I don't like using HDR. I keep everything on SDR. So yeah. Now I will mention that I did not auto hide my taskbar. I did keep it up constantly. And I was using the dark theme. So I don't know if that contributed. I don't think not auto hiding the taskbar, I don't think that actually contributed. I think what contributed was actually the dark theme, which might sound odd, but I think that kind of contributed. And the reason why I say that is because you have the icons in the taskbar, and obviously this TV is pushing out the 1500 nit brightness to those icons, and all the surrounding area is a dark color that's literally turned off. Yeah. In regards to the discoloration in the corner, not this icon, but this one, the one on the actual toolbar on the top, is actually what discolored. So before, I had Eris from Jobless Reincarnation as my profile picture. And she has bright red hair. So that bright red hair, I believe, is what caused the discoloration in that corner. So, once again, it's unfortunate. As I mentioned before, nothing else burnt in. Not the Google Chrome toolbar. Like I said, I was always full screening my windows like this, constantly. And not the Google Chrome toolbar. That didn't burn in. Not anything on my desktop or anything like that burnt in. What burnt in was the taskbar. Not the icons on the taskbar, but the taskbar itself. So yeah. Once again, and I keep saying once again, and it's very important for everyone out there, if you're on firmware 2.11 or below, get off of it. Upgrade to the latest firmware so that you won't run into that possibility of the TV superheating itself. So right now, with the latest firmware available, which is 1303, that's what my TV is currently on right now. The TV, when I put my hand like on the panel or close to the panel anyway, I don't feel the heat like I did before. Before you get close to the TV, you could feel that heat. Now, there's no heat, you don't feel it. So that's a major thing. And that just tells me that it was that specific firmware that caused the burn-in. So, it's a PSA, folks. The Best Buy Tech will be here tomorrow, Thursday, August the 25th. And they're hopefully will replace the panel or change the entire TV. I'm pretty sure they're just gonna replace the panel, honestly. And yeah, for me, moving forward, I'm obviously gonna start auto hiding the taskbar, obviously, just to give me a little bit more protection. But I honestly don't think that whatever I was doing was really the cause of the burn-in. And instead, I believe it was the actual firmware itself that caused it, or made it happen way before what it was supposed to happen. So yeah, I will go ahead and do another update in 6 months or 3 months or however long the replacement panel takes to come up with another issue. I may try to do a video recording of the repair. I'll ask the Best Buy guy if he'll let me. And yeah. And once again, PSA, get off the older firmware. This is a warning. Get off of it, really. Yeah. Okay?